we need to talk because right now I'm not flying. And if you're watching this, I certainly hope you're not flying. Now, there's good reasons not to fly. For example, the weather decided to be a great idea to snow on Cinco de Mayo. Right now, the tail wheel of my aircraft has 0 PSI. These are all very good reasons not to fly. My hang gliding instructor once said it's better to be on the ground wishing you were in the air than in the air really wishing you were on the ground. Now, there's a really bad reason not to fly, and that would be that you're waiting on your medical from the FAA. I'm waiting on my medical, and it's been almost a year. Now, if you're from the FAA and you're watching this right now, let me just say, number one, if there's a holdup, I would be more than happy to pay the postage to send out that sweet, sweet medical. I know you're part of the government, but you're not that branch of the government that does the post office. And number two, I really don't envy your job because you got to make life and death decisions. And if you make the wrong decisions, people's lives are in the balance. If you put someone unsafe in the cockpit, and if you don't, then that person doesn't get a fly, and that sucks too, in different ways. But like I say, I don't envy your job, but I also don't like waiting on my medical. So what I did, and the reason I started this channel, is because I started as a sport pilot. And there's a lot of great reasons to start as a sport pilot. Number one, it's cheaper. Number two, there's less mandatory hours of instruction before you can start learning on your own. And look, if you get a private pilot, if you get a sport pilot, don't think of it like you have a license. Think of it like you have a learner's permit. And right after I got my sport pilot, I was definitely a little cocky and I thought I knew a lot. And I started flying, and all of a sudden you're going into an unfamiliar airport and you can't figure out whether to do a teardrop entry or overfly the airport. And what altitude should I be at in case there's other traffic? Jets circling at a higher altitude. And let's see, I'm going almost due north. So am I even or odd thousands plus 500? Anyway, look, once you get your sport pilot certificate, your private pilot certificate, congratulations, that's awesome. It's a learner's permit. And don't get too cocky. I'm at 225 hours right now, and I'm definitely falling into a mode of complacency. Anyway, but that's not the point. The point is, if you are waiting on your medical right now, you should seriously be considering starting your training as a sport pilot. Or if you were as a private pilot and you had gotten to your stage 1 check and you were ready to solo, except for you can't because you don't have a medical, I would strongly recommend to switch some gears and maybe get your tail wheel endorsement and switch over to flying as a sport pilot. And that'll get you going while you're waiting on that sweet, sweet medical. So remember, you got a couple options here. You can get high, get scared, repeat as necessary if you survive and learn from your mistakes, or you could learn from somebody else's mistakes